Hello folks, I'm just recording from the laptop itself, the camera and the condenser microphone. I'm going to do a spurt box session. Sometimes I have the spurt box on in the background and that, and I just thought I would just record this and see. So just going to turn it on. I'm using a Roberts 9914 through my amplifier with some noise gate and a little bit of reverb, but a lot of the static is still coming through, which I like to do because sometimes there's some low tones there. Is there any spurs that wish to speak to us today? Any communicators? And many communicators are here today. 3, I think. Can I ask, can you see me? Is it okay to speak with you? Earth Angel. I'm going to have to review that as well. Is this radio easier or difficult for you to use? Easy or hard? I actually have a socket on the back of the amplifier. All I need is to find a jack first. So I can stick it in the back, I can listen a little bit easier. But I'm going to let that running for a second. Right. I don't know whether I'm supposed to be using stereo or mono. I'm going to put the stereo one in first. It just means I can hear it a little bit better in real time, you know. No, what was happening was once I plugged in the headphones, the main speaker went off. You know, I will know for the next time I'll run it through this, which means I'll have a number of outputs, which means that it won't put out the main speaker, you know. Can you tell us what your name is? Can you tell me where you are? You see that section there where there's no static, but the static does come in through it as well. You know, noise gate is useful for some of these very noisy spurt boxes, but you have to understand that it is a filter, and for YouTube viewers, less static is good, because I get so many complaints about white noise. The only thing is, very often when I get responses, it's in that white noise, it's in that low tone responses, and if you overdo it with the noise gate, you could lose half of your responses. I hope the condenser mic is picking that up. It's showing on the screen that it is, the audio is okay. Whether I can be heard or not now is another thing. Can you confirm communication by telling me what colour jumper I'm wearing today? If you can see me. You know, when I ask the question and it says, can you tell me, and then I get a response, certainly, that doesn't necessarily mean that is a response. That could be complete coincidence. After all, we are using radio broadcast. You know, when we say to you, you know, headphones are advised, this is the reason why. Not all responses are in your face. I'm going to stick on the kettle. I'll be back in a second. Spurts, are you happy? Are you in a happy place? Sorry for the external noise. Are you at peace? Are you in a peaceful place? Are you a spirit? Or ghost? Nature spirit? Elemental? Who are you? When I started doing this, in my mind I was talking to spirits and the spirits of dead people. But nowadays I don't take... You see, there's no proof of what we are speaking with. Taking it that I was communicating with spirits or ghosts is actually jumping to conclusions. Yes, they do say they're spirits or ghosts, but what is their definition of spirits or ghosts, you know? It could be different to ours. Are you happy? Very often, a lot of these spirit box sessions are written off as no communication and that. The thing is, the more you do them, the better chance you have, you know? Have you got freedom? Are you free to go wherever you want? Try to hear the yes there. My health hasn't been good this winter. I seem to always suffer in the winter time. This winter's been pretty bad with pains and stuff, so you know, I haven't got out as much as I wanted to, you know. But you know, hopefully the weather will improve. We've had a bad spell of it the last couple of weeks with storms and stuff, and when you're filming, storms is not your friend. Rain and especially wind. Yeah, I've got microphones that I can put down my jacket with dead cats on them, but sometimes the wind still comes through on them, you know. Recently I've been called hypocrite because I call out a certain person who bases their research around pedals and stuff. The thing is, I'm not claiming that an amplifier with pedals is a telephone to the dead. I know what pedals do. They're filters, noise compressors, sound distortion. It does all sorts of things. But I don't claim that putting them all together is a telephone to the dead and the best thing since sliced bread. You know, I still base the research around the radio spur box, and occasionally single band shortwave frequencies and stuff. But even with pedals, you know, the trick is to use them sparingly, if you know what I mean. Not to crank up the reverb up so it sounds like you're at the bottom of a well, and not to cut the noise gate that nothing comes out, only the very high volume of the radio, because when you do that you could be missing out on the low tones, as I said earlier on. So using it sparingly, you know. There was other issues that I had with this certain researcher, which we all know. But for somebody to call me a hypocrite because I use pedals, that researcher was not the first person to use pedals. You know? The weather actually doesn't look too bad today. But it's probably going to be like yesterday. It could be sunny one minute, next thing it just pours down rain. I'm listening. If that's a response, I'm listening too. Can you hear my voice? The reason why I use the word communicators is like some of the old ITC researchers call them communicators. Because if you label them spirits, you're automatically, you know, labeling them as spirits of people that passed, basically. Which is no proof. There's no proof of what we're talking to, so that's why the researchers used to call them communicators. So you're not labeling the communicators one specific thing because of jumping to conclusions. I thought I heard a cup of tea. What am I drinking? What am... Do you exist on a different dimension? What do you call the place where you are now? Where are you? Well, the spur clock's my favourite one. For some reason there's a problem. It won't switch on. So I'm gonna have to take this apart and figure out what's going on. It just does not want to come on for me, even with new batteries or anything like that. So the screen comes up with a reading and that, but when you try and switch it on, nothing happens. I hope I don't lose this, because This has been my favourite spur box, you know. We've got lots of other ones. There's one. It's an old Sony Walkman. I often use that with pedals and stuff like that. Do you know? It actually still has the tape deck that's running in it. But on its own, it's very slow. It actually lets in a whole sentence off the radio with that. But it's sort of more suitable to a setup like this, you know. My seat's falling down again, folks. Recently I got video capture card, which means I don't have to use a crappy webcam. I can connect my laptop to a high quality camera and get better picture, better zoom and better control. I haven't fully set it up yet, you know, but you know, looking forward to better image quality, possibly better audio as well. But then again, there is a built-in microphone and the webcam, but I use the studio microphone, so it doesn't make any difference audio-wise, but visual-wise it should be good. I know I asked this earlier on, but I'm going to ask it again just to see if I can get the same numbers I got the last time. We got 3 the last time, so. How many communicators are here with us today? Nothing is jumping out. Nothing is jumping out at me at the moment. But you never know when I review it back, you know. It's often happened that I thought I had a bad session, but it came up with some great stuff on review. Any chance that you know John the Baptist by any chance? If you know John the Baptist, can you say John the Baptist for me? Going down the Huff route here. I did bring up Scooby-Doo before and I got Scooby-Doo back, so, you know. You never know. But if you want to say Scooby-Doo, you say Scooby-Doo, and Scooby-Doo or John the Baptist. Either one of the two is good. Thought I heard John there. You know, people ask me about, a lot of people ask me about apps. I don't use apps. I've done a review on the Netrophonic app. I spent £8 on it. Hoping that I would sort of explore different avenues. But here's where I have the problem. Right, apps have a banks of sound, right? If you have a response on an app, you can't simply open up the app and find out if that response is in the app. As well as that, some of these apps, they sound spooky on purpose. It's distorted sound. And very often some of these apps have these scary and paranormal based words in them. That's where I have a problem. Now, apps like the Netrophonic claim that there's no full words in there. Here's the problem. How do we know that the person who made the app is telling the truth? Because we can't get into the app and explore the banks that are in the app, you know? So that's why I don't do apps. You know, they're very popular with people that don't have spur boxes. I do get it. But the fact that I have a choice, I'm more interested in the radio communication side of things than phone applications. I don't actually trust them. Do you like this radio to talk to us, True? Is it a good radio? Help us. Do you need help? Do you need help? Can you say the word help if you need help? The great thing about the Roberts 9914 here is that it can also scan shortwave bands as well, so but because too there's a manual tune on the side, you can still use it as a manual radio, you know. Which you can't do with this other one. It's a 9921. That's one that's more common than the other ones, and a lot of paranormal investigators use it. But there is no manual. There is no manual tuning knob in it, so it's all. Once you hack it, it's you can't manually tune the radio on that. But you know, very good quality, and a cheap spur box if you are starting out. You know, if you can find them. I found it a little bit difficult lately to get one. I actually have another one of these, which I will hack in another video, and I'll show how to do it, because there is videos out there how to hack spur boxes, but I could never find one for that particular radio. And somebody had asked me to somebody wanted information on hacking that radio, and I didn't particularly know, because I didn't know. I tried opening the back of that before and I couldn't get it open, but I managed to get it open. Basically, most of the time it's just one wire to just cut the mute wire, and that's it. You know, very often too, when you try to buy a hacked spur box radio, it's a lot more expensive than buying the radio unaltered, you know. So actually knowing what to do would save you a lot of money, you know.
It's like
save. I'm going to close this. I'm going to turn off this radio. Is there anything that you want to say before I turn the radio off?
Shut up.
If you have spoken with me, I want to thank you for communicating with me. I'm going to turn off communication right now, and I'm going to say goodbye. Can you say goodbye back to me, please? That possibly was.
It's a disconnected.
Goodbye. Yeah, the more you do a spurt box, obviously the more chances you have of getting that communication and that. So, you know, but very often you'll be writing off sessions and that. But, you know, the more you do it, the more chances you have, obviously, of getting that communication. Now, I have a second channel. It's called Void Paranormal Investigators. Now, very often, if I do too many spurt box sessions, people don't like that. But, you know, doing sessions here at home, you know, gives me something to work on, gives me something to look back on, give me something to work on, and that. But if I have too many sessions and that, I'll use that other channel to put some of those sessions on and that. So, you know, if you are into the sessions, you know, maybe consider subscribing to that other channel. You know, and I'm going to do live streams on that other channel as well. You know, there's two different audience brackets. And on this one here, I've got, you know, 1,000 at this moment in time, 1,000. 1,500 or 1,600, coming on to 1,600. There's only something like 20 or 20, I think it's 29 subscribers on that other channel. So, you know, if I do a live stream on that other channel, sometimes the amount of people in the chat is going to be very, very little, and it can be easier to interact on a smaller chat room base, you know. So, you know, if you're interested in more spurt box sessions, you know, subscribe to that other channel as well. I will be putting other content on that as well. You know, the reason why I have the two channels is very often lately, well, the last couple of times we've been investigating, both myself and Rachel had a camera, and rather than having that one investigation with two videos on the one channel, I would put my video on one channel and put Rachel's video on the other channel. Now, the reason why we have, you know, two people recording the same location is most of the things that I'm looking for is audio. Yes, we're looking for visual as well. It'd be great to see some light anomalies and stuff like that. But it could be, between that and audio, it could be captured on one camera and missed on the other. So the more cameras, the better net is cast, you know. And as well as that too, you got other pieces of equipment like audio recording and stuff like that. And, you know, if I get anything interesting on the audio recording, some of it can go on one channel, some of it can go on the other, like, you know. But, you know, I'm going to try and have more. I'm trying to think up of content to separate the two. You know, have different content, different types of content on one channel than the other and stuff like that. You know, it just gives me a more broad base to put content on, you know. But I'm going to go, folks, and I will see you in the next one.